So you have always felt like an outsider amongst your family, your relatives, all of that. And you're at a point now where you no longer wish to go around your relatives, your family, and go to certain gatherings or get-togethers or holidays because you really just don't feel like you fit in. You feel very out of place. And, you're at this point where you're thinking about whether or not you even want to go to these gatherings anymore, if you just want to stop going altogether. Like you're debating on that because you're like, what's the point of me going to these functions, going to these gatherings with all of these family members if the entire time I'm going to feel like an outsider? I'm going to feel so out of place because you're surrounded by so many people, but it's like you feel like these people that you're around, these relatives, barely know you. Like they barely know who you are as a person. Like they barely know who you are, like on a soul level. Like all they know is like, who you are on a surface level. But even who they know on a surface level, they still don't even know that person all that much. And you're at this point now where you're tired. You're tired of, having to exhaust yourself, trying to fit in with a family that you don't really fit in with. You're tired and exhausted because you're like, you want to be able to spend time with family. You want to be able to be surrounded by loved ones, but you just don't feel that same type of energy coming from your relatives, like your blood relatives. You don't feel the vibe. You don't feel like these people genuinely care for you. You just feel like they are obligated to have some type of care for you because y'all are family, y'all are relatives. But if it wasn't for the fact that y'all were family, y'all probably would never even speak to each other. You probably would never even talk to these people. You would never even be around these people. And you're at this point now where you're ready for your soul tribe to come in, and you're thinking about ways to protect your peace. Like it's the first quarter of the new year. Okay, we are in March and we do have holidays coming up. There's Easter coming up, and then after that there won't be holidays for a while until Memorial Day. And then after Memorial Day there's the holidays in the summer, like 4th of July, Labor Day, and then you got the fall holidays for the holiday season. And, of course, in the summertime, people have cookouts, gatherings, reunions, picnics, whatever the case is. But you're at this point where you're like, you're over it. You're over going to these functions. You're over going around these relatives and family members. Like, you're really just over it at this point. Because it was different when you were a child. You were really forced to be around these people. You had to. You had no other choice. And then as a young adult, you felt really sort of obligated. Like you felt like, let me go ahead and go because this is family. And, you may have been the type of person where like you stopped showing up for a while and then you kind of started going back again. And even the last times you were at these gatherings, things probably could have not gone the way that you would have, liked for them to go. Like maybe, people were not vibing with you. Maybe the situation was you just felt so out of place. You felt so different. You felt so outcasted. You just felt so ostracized. You just felt like you stuck out like a sore thumb. Maybe people weren't very nice to you. Maybe you didn't really have a good time. And you're at this point now where you're like, what's the point of me, taking time out of my day, using my energy to go to a place, to be surrounded by people where I'm supposed to have a good time, and I'm not really having a good time. Because when you are surrounded by people that genuinely care about you and like you and love you and have your best interest at heart, when you are surrounded by those people, it truly doesn't matter where you all are or what you all are doing. As long as you are around those people, they will make you feel welcome. They will make you feel warm. They will make you feel wanted. They'll make you feel included, appreciated. And you're really just tired of going around people and family members and gatherings where you're feeling tolerated, where you're not feeling very welcomed, where you're not feeling that warmth from your family, from your relatives, that you see them giving everyone else so freely. You know, you're tired of like going and faking the funk and just pretending that everything is okay, knowing that it's certain family members that you don't really mess with like that you don't really want to be around, that you don't really want to talk to, people that you're beefing with, people that you have gone no contact with, people where you have their numbers blocked on your phone. You're tired, my G. You're like, what's the point of me even going over here and having a fake phony kick it? What's the point of me going over here where I'm not welcome? What's the point of me going when I don't even truly want to be there? Because I feel like within the last year or so, when you went to these family gatherings and these family functions, you started to be real with yourself and you started to realize that you don't really like going to these anymore. You don't really like going. You would rather not go. And you would rather just stay home and protect your peace or go do something else, you know? Like, just because your family has a gathering on a certain Saturday at this specific time doesn't mean that you have to go. You can have other plans. You can have other things that you can do with, you know, with yourself, with other friends, with a relationship, whoever the case is. But you're just at this point now where you would rather leave the comfort of your home to go someplace else where you know that the vibes are going to be reciprocal and mutual, versus leaving the comfort of your own home and just feeling awkward. Like, you just feel really awkward, and no one likes to feel awkward, okay? And especially when you're like around family, it's not supposed to be like that. So this is your confirmation. This is your confirmation right now that it's okay if you don't really like being around your family anymore. You have to be real with yourself, and you have to be honest with what is in your heart. There is no shame in how you feel. Because when you look at the whole totality of everything and how you never really felt that you fit in even since you were a child, you have been growing, you have been evolving, you have been venturing off into this new direction and becoming this totally different person where you don't even align with those people anymore. And you know, y'all just have different vibes, different morals, different mindsets, just different paths in life, and people will naturally just venture off, you know? And this really is just a part of life where you will outgrow a lot of people, and your family especially is going to be people that you are going to outgrow. And you need to be in better spaces. You need to be around people that match your energy, match your vibe, people that you feel so completely relaxed around, people that you feel like you can let your guard down, let your walls down, be your true authentic self. Because even when you're around your family, you don't feel like you're being your true authentic self. You feel like you're hiding parts of yourself. Because when you let those parts of you come out, they are either ostracized or ridiculed or mocked, made fun of, or just shut down or belittled. And you're just tired of it. Like, you're tired of going around family and being the butt of people's jokes. You're tired of going around family and, you know, feeling like things are very cliquey. Like, you got certain cousins that chill and hang with each other and hang together, while you're that cousin that's kind of just over here, like, not really amongst the group. Like, it feels like high school. You don't want to go into a place where it feels like high school, college all over again. You don't want to get that type of vibe and energy from your own relatives, your own blood family. And honestly, this is your confirmation that make things different this year. If you don't want to go, don't go. Don't force yourself to. Because I promise you, they may ask about you, but, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be so fucking real right now. It's like, yes, they may ask about you, but it's not like you're gonna be that much missed, because your presence was never really mattered to them, was never really that important, or that your absence won't make a huge effect, because you've just been that person that's been more so at a distance, so more so the one that comes every once in a blue moon. So they kind of got used to your presence not really being there. Or even if you are the type where you weren't really distant at some point and you were consistently going, still your presence was you were just another number. You were just another body, just another person that was there. But it's not like your presence was actually very much appreciated, or people are looking for you. Where is she? Where is he? Where are they? I want to see them. Like, that's just not the role that you have within your family. And I'm sorry to say this, but part two. So yeah, you were not really that type of family member that people would go look for at a family function, at a family gathering. You are the type where it's like, oh, you're here? Oh, I'm surprised that you're here. Like, that's really just the type of, like, just really this type of energy that you exude. That's just really kind of like your role there. However, this is not to like hurt your feelings or make you feel any type of way, but this is just to really have you face the reality of what is really there. And especially you having that confirmation of what you have felt all along. Like, you may have felt this for a while, but you didn't necessarily want to believe it, or you didn't want to face the truth of that because it was going to make you feel upset. It was going to rub you the wrong way. It was going to make you feel as if you were deemed as less important. But it doesn't mean that you yourself are less important or that you don't hold any value, because you are important. You do hold a lot of value. You are more than enough. You are just a person that is in a family that that you don't fit in with, because there is a soul family that you will fit in so perfectly, like a puzzle piece. You are the missing puzzle piece of this soul family, this soul tribe of yours. You are that missing puzzle piece, because they have the complete puzzle all put together, but they're like, there's a missing piece here. We can't see the full picture. But once you come along, once you step into this soul family, whether this is going to be someone that you're going to marry into this family, or whether this is going to be people where you're going to just bond and become like siblings, like actual family, whether you're going to have someone where you're going to be like the daughter they've never had, the son they've never had. They're going to love you like their own daughter and son or child. For those of you that are gender binary, those of you, you're that type of family member that they've always wanted, that they've always just the family member that they needed. And your value and your presence is going to be so much more appreciated in your soul family than your birth family, your birth relatives, your blood relatives. Because the only thing that is connecting you with those family members, your blood relatives, is blood. That's it. But you know what they say, not all skin folk is kinfolk, so you can have these people that's y'all same blood, same skin folk, but they're not kinfolk. They don't really vibe with your soul like that. And you want people in your life that you vibe with on a soul level. That's what you want. That's what you desire. That is what you need. You need to feel that family love. You need to feel inclusion. You need to feel included. You need to feel appreciated. You need to feel the joy and satisfaction and fulfillment of being around family members and relatives, with people that treat you like a family member and a relative and not just some outsider. You need to be around people where when you show up to the function, people's eyes light up when you walk into the room. People are excited to see you. People are happy to see you. People are getting up out of their chair to come and hug you, come greet you, making sure that they speak to you. People that are asking you, well, how's life? How's everything going? People that remember things that you talk about, things that you say. They are genuinely interested in your life and your well-being. People that will not use you and take advantage of you and not exploit you. People that actually will want to give to you, where it's going to be an equal give and take. There's going to be reciprocity there. That's what you need. That's what you desire. That's what you want. And that is what you are intended to have. However, you have to walk away from your birth family, from your blood relatives. And this is not to say that you have to completely cut them off for the rest of your life and never speak to them again. That's not what I'm saying here. That's not what I'm encouraging at all. However, what I'm saying is that it's okay for you to move on. It's okay for you to start a new life without them. It's okay for you to create distance. It's okay for you to start saying no to showing up to these functions, declining invitations. It's okay for you to not show up. It's okay for you to stop showing up. It's okay for you to do so. Of course, you can still be in contact with these people. You can still have their numbers if you ever want to reach out to certain people or make sure that they have your contact. Of course, stay in touch with these people. Like, if you want to stay in touch with these people, absolutely stay in touch with them. But for those that you really could care less to stay in touch with, you're not forced to stay in touch with them. However, sometimes we feel so guilty to move on from our birth family, from our blood family, because we feel like we're leaving them behind, or we're letting them down, or we're doing a disservice to them, when honestly, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about what you need. Because by you staying around family members that you feel like the outcast, you feel like you don't fit in, and you never really feel like you have fit in, and you staying around out of obligation because you feel like it's a disservice to them, the only person it's a disservice to is yourself, baby. You're only giving a disservice to yourself by staying around people that you know you don't really fit in with. But by you being okay with walking away, and you being okay with moving on, you will walk straight into your soul family, your soul tribe, and they will welcome you with open arms. You will love these people more than you loved your own biological family. These family members will replace the blood family members. I'm hearing that thing from Matilda. You were born into a family that doesn't always appreciate you, but one day things are going to be much different. And that is very true. That is very true. Because you were born into a family of people that don't always appreciate you. They tend to tolerate you. They do. Oh shit, I'm sorry. No, you good. You haven't really been around those people a lot, right? So what you have to do now is you have to face the reality that you were not meant to stay around these people for the rest of your life. You were not meant to stay around these people lifelong, long term. You were only around those people for a certain duration when you were like in your matrix self. But now that you have awakened and you are your soul self, you are your higher self. Your higher self has a totally different set of family members, a totally different set of relatives. Your higher self lives someplace else. Your higher self speaks probably a different language. Like, you could go around and just speak English to your blood family, but your soul family are people that you speak a totally different language with. Like, you could be bilingual in whatever language that is. You know, I'm not going to name it, but one second. So anyway, basically, you are getting to this point now where you have to face the reality of why you are being asked to walk away, why you are being guided to walk away, is to realize that you weren't meant to be around these people in the first place to begin with. Okay? And now that you have awakened, now that you are your higher self, and now that you are totally different, and now that you have grown and evolved into this version that you are now, you have to give yourself what your soul needs, what your higher self needs. And honestly, you are more of a very sensitive soul. And because you are a sensitive soul, you need to be around more people that are going to accommodate your vulnerability and your sensitivity. Because there are people that genuinely love you and care about you and know that you're sensitive, and they will proceed with caution. It's not to say that they will walk on eggshells, but they will proceed with caution. They will watch their tone and how they talk to you. They will watch their certain word choice. They will watch how they approach you, because they're like, I love you and I don't want to hurt you because I know you're sensitive. So I'm going to be careful on how I talk to you and how I speak to you and how I address you. These people love you, so they're going to treat you differently, right? And that is what you need. You don't need to be around people that see your sensitivity and your vulnerability and your purity and your innocence, and they use it as a way to exploit it or shun you for it or shame you, because why are you so sensitive and why are you so this? And you don't need those types of people around you. You need people around you that are going to cater to your vulnerability, that are going to cater to your sensitivity, that love those parts about you, and that they're going to cherish it, they're going to appreciate it, and most importantly, they're going to protect it. You need to be around more family members that are going to pour into you and love you, instead of you just pouring into them and just taking scraps and breadcrumbs. You need to be around more people that are going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, because you deserve to be treated like a family member. You know, just because you are different, just because you may be neurodivergent, just because you may be more sensitive, just because you have a pure soul, does not mean that you deserve to be treated less than human, does not deserve that you deserve to be humanized, dehumanized, and does not mean that you deserve to be treated differently in a negative way because of who you are. You deserve the same treatment as everybody else, okay? You deserve human decency, you deserve love, you deserve appreciation. And it's time for you to allow those people to enter into your life.